in and performances that will determine that. Only time will tell who will be where at the end of this campaign and in the future. Some of those questions will be answered on the field. Some of those questions were answered last night. And some of those answers were followed by personal confirmations.
I need to pitch. I want to go out and pitch. And, for me, there's no benefit to, taking a couple weeks or whatever it may be at the end of the season. I want to build on this and finish strong. And the only way to do that for me is by pitching.
Well, last night the Phillies finished strong. They started strong and they finished strong. Jonathan Papelbon with the strikeout to wrap up Roy Halladay's first victory since the 17th of May. That's exactly how they drew it up. And today they're going to try to draw up another win. The grounds crew getting the field manicured one last time before the Phillies wrap up this series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Last night, the energy returned to Citizens Bank Park. It was electric toward the end of the ballgame. It was actually electric toward the end of Halladay's appearance in the seventh. And then Jonathan Papelbon closed the door, and the Phillies hope for the same scenario today with Cliff Lee on the mound.
Yeah, it was great to watch Roy Halladay last night. You could see right away he had outstanding stuff, great movement with his fastball, using his sinker more than we'd seen him use before, and he had a great game. Now, last time out, Cliff Lee, Tom, was really good against Washington down in Washington, and he had a lot of fun in this game because it was a National League game for him, and that means he could go out and do all kinds of things. He pitched very well. He was around the plate, but not in the middle of the plate. He got a lot of weak outs, and the Phillies were able to have a really good effort. Now, this is what I mean about playing in the National League, no DH, things like that. And Cliff Lee, he likes to swing the bat. He stole a base right there. He scored a run on Jimmy Rollins' inside the park home run. The guy just had a lot of fun. For some reason, he has had this strange year compounded by not being able to do much here in this ballpark. The numbers just not that good. You see the opponent's average. It's actually a little bit higher on the road, but he's just due to turn that around right now because Cliff Lee is too good a pitcher to have these things happen.
Yeah, in fact, during his career, he has 5 complete games in a very short period of time here at Citizens Bank Park, and none of those complete games have taken place here in 2012. So it will be Cliff Lee on the mound for the Phils. He'll be opposed by Trevor Cahill, who's making his 22nd start of the year for the Diamondbacks, comes in with a record of 9-9. Well, for the Phillies, they got a boost from Eric Kratz in last night's ball game. Hit another home run, replacing Carlos Ruiz. He's back in the starting lineup again today. The lineups at first pitch for today's ball game when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. By Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By Citizens Bank. We're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by Independence Blue Cross. We're creating a more coordinated healthcare system that is built around you. Independence Blue Cross, changing the game. Philly of the Week has battled through a frustrating season. With rumors swirling at the trade deadline, Cliff Lee remained a Philly, and he took the mound in Washington ready to perform. He dominated the Nationals lineup for 7 shutout innings, allowing just 5 hits for his second win of the season. Cliff delivered from the mound. He delivered at the plate. He notched his second stolen base of his career. And it's all brought to you by Independence Blue Cross, changing the game. Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park as we get set for the final game of this 3-game series between the Phils and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Cliff Lee, you just saw our Independence Blue Cross Philly of the Week, is warming up out on the mound. The starting 9 youngsters who were selected at random before the ball game were just out getting some autographs. And as they were settling in, Dan Baker, the public address announcer here at Citizens Bank Park, announced a moment of silence to the crowd. And we want to reiterate that and send our condolences to Andy Reid and his family. Andy's son Garrett, a 29-year-old who obviously people around the Delaware Valley know very well, was found dead today up at Eagles training camp. And Andy was not at practice today, understandably. And we send our best wishes out to Andy and his entire family. And as I know, all the fans here at Citizens Bank Park do the same. So Cliff Lee out on the mound, warming up here this afternoon, getting set to face the Arizona Diamondbacks for the 5th time in his career. Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at center field, Chris Young. Aaron Hill, the second baseman, bats second. Jason Kubel hits third, followed by Paul Goldschmidt and Justin Upton. Chris Johnson is the number 6 hitter, and the bottom third of Stephen Drew, Henry Blanco, and Trevor Cahill. And they'll, of course, face Cliff Lee, who's coming off a very good outing against the Washington Nationals. And he and Roy Halladay are trying to win back-to-back games for the first time this year.
What's the date?
Yeah, exactly.
And that just, we were talking in the office this morning about you're going to go back over this year and come up with all kinds of strange things and go, well, that's why it went that way this year. And there's one you just came up with. Here's the scouting report on Cliff Lee, one of the biggest strike throwers, if not the number 1 strike thrower, at least on the first pitch in the major leagues. So hitters know they're going to get pitches to hit off him. And there's Roy Halladay, who was so good here last night.
Doc went 7 innings in last night's ball game. It was very comfortable from start to finish. Next pitch to Young is hooked foul over toward the sweet level down the left field line. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Chris Young is 0 for 3 in this series. Overall, .215 hitter, 11 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Did not play in last night's ball game. Gerardo Parra played center. That one's to left field. Dominic Brown is out there as it floats toward the track, 1 away.
Yeah, they're going to put Chris Young at the top of the order today because of the left-hander Lee on the mound. Time now for our Nissan keys to this afternoon's game. A little bit overcast right now, very hot, humid. Well, Phillies are going to try and win another series. They won the Washington series, win this one. And they're going to face a guy today who's the ultimate worm killer. This guy will throw a lot of ground balls, and Trevor Cahill, so you have to try and make him bring the ball up.
Phillies got to him earlier this year when he went just 5 1/3 out in Arizona against them. The Phillies took 2 of 3 from the Diamondbacks out in Phoenix. Aaron Hill takes low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Hill .299 with 13 home runs. Aaron did not play in last night's ball game. He has good numbers against Cliff for his career. Fly ball right field, right at Scherholtz. And now he moves over a few steps, 2 outs.
Cahill really works fast too, so you're going to have 2 guys out here today. They're going to get the ball and throw it, and they throw strikes. Said it was a little bit overcast. Well, it was when we said it. Now all of a sudden the sun has popped up and guys took their sunglasses out there with them. They're going to need them right now.
Yeah, it may get overcast again as the day moves on. I mean, there's showers all over the place, as everybody knows. A very warm afternoon. Nice day to be at the ballpark. Michael Martinez playing shortstop today for Jimmy Rollins as the first pitch to Kubel's in for a strike. That's Darrell Cousins behind the plate. He's the crew chief.
Nothing wrong with Jimmy today. Charlie just decided he's going to give him a day off.
Over to the right side. That'll sneak in the right field, a base hit for Kubel. It's just his second hit of the series. His first hit was a long home run. So he's aboard, and Paul Goldschmidt will be up next.
Now this combination is a stat person's delight. You have a guy who throws first pitch strikes with anybody in baseball, and you have a guy who crushes left-handed pitching at the plate, who loves the first pitch and has a high efficiency rate against it. So if you're Cliff Lee, and you just don't want to throw a pitch in the middle of the plate anywhere near there, because the odds are this guy is going to be aggressive.
We haven't seen much of Cliff's curveball, so you wouldn't expect that would be the first pitch he would throw. And he throws one at the knees on the outside corner, just a fastball. And it's 0-1.
Yeah, good spot for it, too. And that time Goldschmidt decided to take the first pitch off a left-hander, and statistically he doesn't do that a whole lot.
He's 1 for 14 so far this year against the Phillies. Nearly the same spot, a little lower. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Overall, he's hitting .301. He's had a good first full year in the major leagues. He was brought up halfway through last season. He had a very good postseason for the Diamondbacks, even though they lost in the first round. Inside and low, 2-1.
Really strong. One of those guys that can hit your mistakes and hit them a long, long way. And the ball should really carry here this afternoon. Arizona had batting practice, and it was flying.
2 balls, 1 strike to count. Kratz will set up outside. And he threw something soft, and it's 2-2. Last night, Doc, and it's different because he's a right-hander compared to Lee, but he threw Goldschmidt one curveball after another.
Yeah.
And it really spun him around a little bit.
Yeah, you could see that he was struggling with it. He wants to hit hard stuff, and they had decided they were not going to give in to him.
It's even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Curveball hit in the air to left field. It's carrying pretty well, but he got it in his hands, and Brown will make the catch casually out on the track. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left for the Arizona Diamondbacks. On to the bottom of the first opportunity for the Phils when we return. He's getting a chance for the first time against Trevor Cahill. Let's take a look at the Phils lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Nate Scherholtz leads it off in right field. Kevin Franzen bats second. He's at third base. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard and John Mayberry. Dominic Brown again in the 6th spot. He's playing left field. Eric Kratz catches for the 2nd straight day. He'll hit 7th. Michael Martinez is at shortstop. He'll bat 8th. And batting 9th and pitching, of course, is Cliff Lee. And they'll face 24-year-old right-hander Trevor Cahill out of Vista, California. 500 record at a 3.75 ERA.
Walks, strikeouts, they're okay, but what he's going to do is just try to throw ground balls and get you out fast. Last time out, 83% of his pitches were sinkers, fastballs. Second in ground ball fly ball ratio in the league to just Jake Westbrook of St. Louis. So he's going to throw a lot of sinking fastballs.
1-0 the count to Scherholtz. And Scherholtz grounds one to second. Well, there you go, right on cue. That one may have even been up a little bit too, but he's still got the ground ball in a 4-3 putout.
Well, he really struggles in the first inning. He's given up runs in 7 of his last starts, and his earned run average in the first inning 7.29.
Well, one away. You just got a shot of Jimmy Rollins. He's usually the leadoff hitter, where Scherholz is batting today. Now Kevin Franzen, a .273 hitter with a home run and 2 RBIs. 2 for 7 in the series so far. Filling in at third base for Placido Polanco, who's still on the DL. First pitch is over for a strike. The Diamondbacks got Cahill in the offseason. It sounded like a pretty good deal for Arizona. They get a 24-year-old right-hander who already had 3 years of seasoning in the big leagues. And they gave up 3 guys, one of whom has played in the big leagues, and Colin Cowgill. And the other 2, Ryan Cook or Jared Parker, they played a little bit, but nothing overwhelming. Well, Cook and Parker have had good years for the A's. In fact, Cook was an all-star. The grounder foul, and it remains 0-2.
Yeah, and Oakland's been a really surprise team in the American League West this year, just for some of the things they've been able to accomplish, and that deal certainly helped.
Ron Kulpa kept the ball in his back pocket, and the Phillies ball girl was coming down to get it, and he just put it in his back pocket.
Well, he'll go give it to somebody, I'm sure, after the inning ends. Make peace with the fans over there. Or if he doesn't, he should.
I think he's just afraid of tossing it into the crowd.
Right. It was. This guy works fast. He want to hold the game up.
Swing and a miss. 80 miles an hour.
It was a changeup.
Sure was. And there are 2 outs.
Actually threw him a breaking ball and a changeup. Mentioned last time out, over 80% sinkers. There's a changeup.
Chase Utley is 2 for 7 in the series. His average is at .255. He's walked once so far in this series. He's walked a lot since he returned. Seeing a lot of pitches. And he sees one there for ball 1. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Mark Pask of Cape May. Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, and Mark's going to win $100. 2-0 the count.
Going to beat a guy like Cahill, you have to do just what Chase Utley's doing there. If the ball looks low coming out of his hand, take it, because the odds are it will be. Then you get ahead in the count and hopefully make him bring the ball up a little bit, and you can hurt him, because it's not like he throws real hard. He just has great movement with his sinker.
There's a sinker over for a strike, and it's 2-1. He has odd splits. Arizona is a hitter's ballpark, and his numbers are not very good in Arizona. On the road, though, he's 5-4 with an ERA of 2.79. It's almost a 2-run difference between home and road for him. There's a ball hit hard on the right side, backhanded by Goldschmidt. So a couple of ground outs and a strikeout for Trevor Cahill. So we've had a scoreless first for both teams. We move to the second. Ron Kulpa's moving over to find a lucky fan. Are you hitting the road? Well, take the Phillies with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Phillies out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Phillies.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Top of the second, Justin Upton will lead it off. And Upton takes a strike.
Cliff Lee had good cutter command in the first inning. Got 2 fly balls to left field on balls that if those balls are in the middle of the plate, they're out. They're both home runs, but they were in enough on the right-handed batters that he jammed them, kept them in the yard.
2 straight strikes to Upton. And it's 0-2. Cliff at his last outing struck out 7. Scattered 5 hits over 7 innings. The Phillies won it 8-0. Base hit to right field for Upton. So a leadoff single. And it's the second hit of the day for Arizona.
Too much of the plate with a 2-strike pitch.
Arizona comes into this ball game 3 games behind the Giants in the National League West. Giants have won 2 straight, and the Dodgers have won 2 straight. Dodgers will play the Cubs later on today. And San Francisco will be in Colorado. Tim Lincecum's going to pitch for the Giants. Chris Johnson takes inside. It's 1-0. See what Cliff leading the league in ground ball double plays, 1 ahead of Trevor Cahill.
He can get him a couple ways. He does it with a changeup, or he does it with that cutter where he jams hitters.
That ball is crushed. Whether it stays fair or not is the question. It is a fair ball and a 2-run home run. That was a blistering shot, and it's 2-0 Arizona.
We talked about how he got those cutters in good spots in the first inning and kept them in the ballpark. He didn't that time. That one gets a lot of the plate, and it leaves in a hurry. Whether he's trying to backdoor him or come in, let's see where Kratz has said. He's trying to come in. Look where it does. Right down the middle. Missed his spot. You go back to the first inning where he got the 2 jammers to left field. Those were in. That one right on the head.
That ball was hit out toward Harry's statue. And not many balls that have been hit there in that spot.
Well, he's strong, that Johnson. They thought he was going to be a big time player for the Astros, and it didn't happen.
That'll bring Stephen Drew to the plate. Drew is 2 for 8 so far in this series.
Right here in this inning.
Fly ball to straightaway center. Mayberry is out near the wall, and it's over the wall. A home run. Back-to-back home runs for Johnson and Drew. Man, that ball carried. And John just didn't get back to the spot, and it goes over the fence into the bushes.
Talked about how it was going in batting practice. I sat out here and watched these guys hit, and it was just flying out of here all over the place with the wind and the combination of the heat. But it's not a good play by Mayberry. It's very reminiscent of that ball in Los Angeles where he didn't get back in time. So he's drifting. He's nowhere near the spot where the ball is. He gets back in time. He reaches up and catches that easily, but he didn't.
So it's 3-0 Diamondbacks, and Henry Blanco's the hitter with nobody out. Blanco has not played in this series, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to him.
Started to say this is kind of what you've seen from Lee over and over this year. See, he's not at the spot, so as a result, when he reaches, the wall gets in the way, just like it did at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
But this has happened to Cliff several times this year, where all of a sudden 0-2 gives up a base hit. Then he gets a cutter in the middle of the plate, 2-run homer. This case, that ball should be caught. And both times that's happened with Mayberry out there, Lee's been the pitcher. The other time it was who hit it? Rivera.
It's the Dodgers. Well, that home run for Drew is his first home run since June of last year, because he missed most of the season with that fractured ankle. 2-2 the count to Blanco, a 197 hitter. And he fouls it away. It remains 2-2.
Very very early in this game, and obviously the baseball is traveling. So, you know, if you get Cahill to bring the ball up, you can have some fun offensively yourself.
Another foul ball off to the right behind the plate. It remains 2-2 to Cliff. Cliff lifetime at this ballpark 14-9 in 30 games. Mentioned during the open, 5 complete games and 4 shutouts during his career. That one sits softly to left. Dominic Brown is out there.
A lot of balls in the air today. Not a good idea on a day like this in this park.
If you want something fun and informative in the morning, then PHL 17 has you covered. For all your weather, traffic, and trends, check out Eye Opener from 6 a.m. till 8 a.m. It's a different kind of morning show right here on PHL 17. Cahill is a 114 hitter. He has 5 hits and 44 at bats this year. On the bottom, you see his career numbers. Just 1 RBI, and it came this year. And he is stepping in the old bucket on that pitch.
He's hitting like a pitcher. That's why he's a pitcher. And that's a left-hander. Imagine where he goes over the right-handers coming after him.
To the right side. Utley waits on it. And back to the top of the order. That's some of the best seats in the house right there. Get a chance to sit and watch batting practice, get some foul balls.
Oh, they got plenty today.
Chris Young fly to the left his first time up.
Where he doesn't get hurt when he throws it in there in that spot, any kind of pitches, and you know, like any pitcher, he throws it in the middle of the plate, he gets hurt.
No balls, 2 strikes, the count to Young. Try to curveball. And it's 1-2. Little flare to right field. It's going to drop in front of Scherholz. And that's the 4th hit of the inning for the Diamondbacks. So a batter aboard. It's Chris Young, and it'll bring Aaron Hill to the plate, who's 0 for 1. He'll fly out to right his only time up.
Picked up even more since the game started. It's almost blowing out, but more towards right and right center, I guess. So Drew's ball started drifting in that direction away from Mayberry. When he looked up for the spot where he thought it was going to come down, it was about 5 feet to the right. I mean, to his left.
I was still surprised that ball carried out the way it did. I mean, I know we were saying before that the ball was jumping, and it was during BP.
Oof.
Hill lines one back through the middle, a base hit. First and second with 2 outs.
He's really missing his spots, and everything's up right now.
Well, now he'll have to deal with Jason Kubel, who singled his first time up and is the team's leading home run hitter.
Yeah, this is a guy you don't want to get the ball up in right field right now, right and right center, or you're going to be in a big hole.
Kubel is 4th in the National League in RBIs. He's tied for 3rd in home runs. Having a really good year. It's reminiscent of his season a couple years ago in Minnesota, where he had more than 20 home runs and 100 RBIs. Last year, he did not have as good a season.
We used to see this guy and Kadire, those kind of players in spring training a lot. Pretty good looking hitters, both of them. But economically, you know, Minnesota got in a situation where they probably had to let them go. Although their situation's better out there now with a new ballpark.
See, a year ago his average was better, but he only had 7 homers. Now, some of that could have been the ballpark. It was tough to hit. It's tough to hit home runs in that ballpark unless you're Jim Thome.
Yeah, it's a little different than Metrodome. Morneau, for example, when we were out there, talking about how his home runs were way down from what he used to do at the Metrodome.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Kubel is the 8th man to bat in this inning for the Diamondbacks, and he hits one back toward Martinez at shortstop, and he throws over to 1st for the final out. Now the Diamondbacks leave 2, but they got 3. The first 2 on this 2-run bomb by Chris Johnson, and then that was followed up by Stephen Drew's shot to center field. So it's 3-0 Arizona as we go to the bottom of the 2nd here in Philadelphia. With 6 hits in the first 2, including 2 home runs. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Get your cameras ready. Ryan Howard's due up. It'll be Howard, Mayberry, and Dominic Brown. Ryan, his couple hits in this series both came yesterday. 12 strikeouts in his last 23 at-bats. And up against Cahill here. Retired the Phils in order very easily in his half of the first. And he throws a changeup to Howard for a strike, and it's 0-1. They have the 3 infielders on the right side. The shortstop, Stephen Drew, remains on the left side of the diamond. In the outfield, they play Howard to go the other way in center. Chris Young is a few steps over toward left center. That's usually the norm. Upton is way back in right. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Plays everybody deep. Well, maybe not right-handed hitting pitchers.
Whacks that pitch foul on his foot. That was another changeup that was left up by Cahill. Changeup 79 miles an hour on that one. It's been 79, 83 in that area. Swing and a miss at another changeup. 2 outs, or 1 out, excuse me, second strikeout. John Mayberry's due up as he walks to the plate. Phil's down 3-0. Here at the bottom of the second, let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, T-Mac. And it is a special day here at Citizens Bank Park as I welcome in Brandy Halliday. And fans feeding families today here at Citizens Bank Park. You are such a big part of that. Tell the folks what was happening all day today, because you've been everywhere in this park today.
That's what I said. I've got a great tour today of the stadium. Fans Feeding Families is an event that we started last year. This is our second year. We actually doubled the ticket sales from last year today, which is amazing. All that money, the proceeds go to provide meals to the 900,000 people that are dealing with hunger issues every single month here in the Delaware Valley area. So it's a phenomenal cause. The money goes to a great cause, and the fans supporting it's a great thing.
Yeah, earlier today, T-Mac, I know you were involved at the pre-tent party where you had a couple hundred people coming out, but also fans bringing canned goods. And tell us a little bit about the pins as well that you and I are wearing.
We both have on the pins. For $8.99, you can go to the Majestic store, the kiosk throughout the stadium. It is a limited edition pin, so when they're gone, they're gone. So we need to go out there and get them. For $8.99, that provides 15 meals for Phil Abundance to give to a family in need. So it's a great cause, a great collector's pin, and they're not going to last long, hopefully. So go get one.
Absolutely, go get them. There's some more events happening as well. There's a silent auction going on inside the ballpark. But we also should point out that it doesn't end today, that this is a cause that is ongoing with the Halliday Family Foundation and with Phil Abundance. So how can people get involved?
You can always get involved, by going to Phil Abundance directly. They're always looking for volunteers. You can make donations all year long. This isn't a Christmas or Easter or Thanksgiving thing. People are hungry every single day. So you can always go make a donation directly to them. You can also go to phillies.com /feeding families, get more information about the events and programs that we're doing here, and really just get involved. Be aware of the people in your community that need your help and do something about it.
This is one city that always does that, Philadelphia. You're great sports fans and great, always looking out for each other as well. Brandy, thank you so much for all the hard work that you put into this. And folks, remember that you can still help out. Just go online, check out the information. T-Mac, we'll send it back upstairs to you.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. And Mayberry walks, taking the 3-2 pitch a little high. The event today was outstanding. Doc and Brandy were taking photos. Bull was there. Greg Lazinski, Phillies ball girls were out there too. It was a great event. More than 200 people were there at the tent event to get their photo taken with Doc. And he was outstanding. He was signing some autographs, taking some separate pictures, shaking hands. And here is some of the video from earlier. There's Brandy with Doc, and there's Bull off to the left there. And he was all smiles today. It was really a great event. The folks at Citizens Bank, Aramark, a number of other places, Hatfield Quality Meats, they all do, such a great job with helping with this cause. And of course, it all helps the folks at Phil Abundance. Goya, is a big part of it too. It was just a really good event. Dominic Brown is ahead 1 ball and no strikes in this at bat. And he takes low. It's 2-0. I think what Brandy said, that 900,000 people in the Delaware Valley are hungry every day. It's just staggering to think of that number.
Wouldn't think that happened in the United States. You
no,
really wouldn't. And it's great that people like a Roy Halladay, with his very high profile, get involved with the tremendous organizations that you detailed, and it gives it much more attention when somebody like that is involved.
Sure. 2-0 the count to Dominic Brown. And Dominic fouled it off his lead foot.
That's what happens when you face sinker ballers. You can beat your feet up a little bit too. Talking last night about how you can't help but notice that he doesn't swing and miss very often, Dominic Brown. So I asked Charlie about that. We're talking this morning, and he said he just has tremendous hand-eye coordination, in his opinion. Whether or not, whether that's going to equate into a big-time hitter or not, they hope so. But you don't teach hand-eye coordination, and he says that's why he doesn't swing and miss too often. Made a lot of sense, as most things Charlie tells you, they do make sense. I never thought of that.
He's always been a great athlete, and with that, comes that outstanding hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of great athletes that don't have tremendous hand-eye coordination. He just does. Guys that swing and miss a lot.
Mayberry goes, pitches line toward left center field. That's going to slice away from Young and head toward the track. Mayberry stopped at second, so he'll have to stop at third. And Dominic Brown slides in at second base with a one-out double.
There's a weird base running going on out there. So first of all, it was a tremendous at bat by Dominic because he waited with 2 strikes and smokes this ball to left center. Now Mayberry thinks it has a chance to be caught, so he can't score on it. It's cut off nicely by Young. Now watch right here. See, he's almost stops there coming to second, but he wanted to make sure. Now I don't know what happened with Dominic, but all of a sudden you looked up and he was just starting to pick it up real hard between first and second.
Well, he is safe at second, safe and secure with New York Life. I wonder if he slowed up because Mayberry slowed up.
I don't know. Maybe he thought he was going to stay at second.
Eric Kratz waves at a breaking pitch. It's 0-1. Kratz 346, 4 homers, 8 runs batted in. 1 for 3 of the series with a couple RBIs. 2 RBIs yesterday and a home run and a bases loaded walk.
He has a gimme RBI right now because they're playing the infield back with a 3-run lead. So with contact against a ground ball pitcher, get your run.
Well, now he's going to bear down behind the count 0-2. Michael Martinez is on deck. Ooh, off the glove of Blanco. Here comes Mayberry over to third. Dominic Brown. It's a 3-1 ball game. That's the 8th wild pitch of the year for Trevor Cahill.
Yeah, his ball has so much movement that I guess he gets a lot of wild pitches or his catchers have trouble with it. That thing, he just missed his spot by, I want to say 2 feet. It might be more like 5. Look where it's supposed to go. Oh my. Blanco just did not shift on that quickly enough and it got away.
Well, now they'll move the infield in with the count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And now they're not going to give up the second one on a ground ball with a guy with 2 strikes where he might get jammed and hit a weak ground ball.
1-2 the count to Kratz. Line drive, base hit to left field. Boy, did he wait beautifully on that one. It goes to the wall. Brown will score. Kratz on his way to second, and it's a 1-run game.
2 2-strike hits in this inning. That was off speed, either a breaking ball or a changeup. As Tom said, he really waited well on that because Cahill was going for a strikeout, and a ground ball, a sinker is not a strikeout pitch necessarily. A breaking ball or a changeup maybe he thinks it is. What's he throw here? It's a changeup. And he does wait, keeps his hands back really well, and bam, double.
That's his 4th double of the year, his 8th extra base hit already in very few at-bats.
Yeah.
Now Michael Martinez with the runner at second. And Martinez is swinging a miss. It's 0-1.
Well, nice job to get those runs back. Mayberry had a good at-bat to walk on a 3-2 count, and then 2 2-strike hits in a row, doubles.
Ball, 1 strike to count to Michael Martinez. And it's 1-2. Michael, while down in AAA, was getting a chance to play on an everyday basis. He was playing all over the place, including the outfield. He has Kratz at second. 2 runs have scored. 1-2 the count. And a foul tip into the glove of Blanco.
Charlie made it very clear before the game too that Jimmy Rollins is available today if he needs it. There's nothing wrong with it. He just decided I'm going to sit him today.
Jimmy has not had an off day in a while, aside from the team off days. Here's Cliff Lee. Charlie was talking to Cliff yesterday about his top hand. They were talking hitting for a few moments after the pitchers took batting practice. That's some serious stuff for Cliff.
Well, this is the kind of pitcher he could do some damage against.
Yes, he can.
He'll get the ball up to him.
2 outs, 3-2.
He got a hit off Steven Strasburg.
He threw him a first pitch changeup, and it's 0-1.
Respect.
Little topper right side. That might be a tough play. It is going to be a tough play. Hill shovels it in time to get Cliff Lee. That was not an easy play at all. And Hill, well, he kind of made it look easy toward the end. The Phillies do get 2 runs. Dominic Brown, well, he scored one of them, and he set up the other one. Eric Kratz brought home Brown to make it a 1-run game. We go to the 3rd. It's 3-2 D-backs. Question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, here's the question. Name the only D-backs player to hit 3 home runs in a game in 3 straight innings. So he had 3 home runs in the game, and he did it in consecutive innings.
Wow.
How about that?
I want to see how many runs they scored in those 3 innings. They had some batter rounds, it looks like.
Must have been a heck of an offensive day.
Whew.
By the way, it's happened 6 times in Major League Baseball history that somebody has hit 3 home runs in a game and has done it in successive innings.
Is it a guy you would think about hitting a lot of home runs?
For the Diamondbacks, yeah.
Okay.
Let's say I've seen this guy hit a lot of home runs in his professional career. Well, we go to the 3rd. Eric Kratz is not the answer, but he certainly has been filling in for Carlos Ruiz. By the way, the Atlanta Braves will be in town this week, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All 3 games are at 7:05. Jewish Heritage Night on Tuesday at 7:05, sponsored by the Jewish Federation of Greater Philadelphia. Tickets are available for all 3 games by going to Phillies.com. Pitching matchups have been decided for that series. Ben Sheets against Vance Worley tomorrow. Mike Minor against Cole Hamels on Tuesday. It looks like Kyle Kendrick, who was throwing a bullpen today, will pitch on Wednesday for the Phillies. But it's still TBA.
TBA, but it'll probably be KK.
Yeah. Folks are wondering if it at all will be Tyler Cloyd in the near future, who has 14 wins in the minor leagues. He's had a very good year. As Ruben Amaro said, he's put himself on the radar, so he just needs to keep himself on the radar. All reports, though, he's been a lot of fun to watch, so good for him. As Charlie chatted up with Carlos Ruiz. We got a ball game again. It's just a one-run game as we start the third.
And as quickly as Cliff Lee can have an inning like he had last inning, all of a sudden he can go out there and just mow him down for a while too, and that's what you hope starts now.
Now the Toyota Major League scoreboard. Washington behind Strasburg's 2 RBIs lead the Marlins 2-0. Strasburg right now, Wheels, is going to win the Silver Slugger Award for pitchers, it looks like. He's up to 353.
He can hit some homers too.
Now he will be shut down, so we don't know if he'll qualify. 0-2 pitch to Goldschmidt. Back toward the box. One away. Justin Upton is due up. Phillies, by the way, find themselves a half game out of 4th place as play begins today. Just to give you the mathematical numbers, 16 out in the division, half out of 4th, 12.5 out of the wild card. Off the end of the bat, shallow left field. Martinez calls off Dominic Brown.
That's a good play by Martinez because Brown broke back on that. Big guy gets a big swing like that, it'll fool an outfielder many times, and it fooled him. He got a late break on. I think he still could have gotten there, but Martinez went back and made sure that the ball's caught. You know, he can still be called off on this, but watch him break right away. See, Brown's late. See how he froze on it, and now he waves him off. I think he could have gotten there and caught it, but a good play by Martinez.
With 2 outs, Chris Johnson, who has a 2-run home run today, stands in. First pitch is over for a strike. It's 0-1.
Well, he's really come out pumping strikes in this inning too, and evidently not hittable ones like they were last inning when they really hurt him.
Shows how dominant he can be.
That's right, and he can just turn it on from inning to inning, where he could have that kind of inning where he can't stop it, it seems like. Although he did stop it after 3, thankfully.
Curveball waved over top of, and the side is retired. That's a 7-pitch inning. First strikeout of the day for Lee. On to the bottom of the 3rd. The Phils down by 1. Nate Schierholtz will lead it off. Today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. Buy Chevrolet. See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyDealer.com. And buy Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. On to the bottom of the 3rd. A little bit of offense so far for both teams. 5 runs on 8 hits combined. Sherholtz, Franzen, and Utley will lead off against Trevor Cahill. Sherholtz is 2 for 7 in this series. See if the Phils can put together a similar inning this inning as they had in the last one. Got some things going because they were working ahead of Cahill.
Well, they're trying to make him bring the sinker ball up, and that's the way you can beat him. If you swing early at him, you're going to hit the top of the ball and play pepper with the infielders.
2-0 pitch to Sherholtz. Little topper back to the box.
Or with him.
And 1 away. With 1 out, Kevin Franzen, who struck out his first time up, will bat from the right side. Off the end of the bat to center. Young coming in, and it's going to drop in front of him. I couldn't tell if he had shut it down because he was going to make a catch or if he just saw that he had no chance. I still wonder if he had a chance to catch that ball.
He was coasting. It is very hard to tell, you know, from where we are up here. The ball's off the end of the bat.
Right
he
there.
Didn't get fooled, but right there he wasn't going to get there.
Budweiser, through the Walk-Off the Hero program, will donate $5,000 to Folds of Honor for every Phillies walk-off win. Please join Budweiser and the Phillies in honoring those who keep our nation safe and free.
Where he was at that point is, I think those are the balls you dive for and you cause more problems because they turn them into extra base hits. You know, you may catch it too and make a spectacular catch, but the odds are you're going to deflect it somewhere and the guy's going to be at second on a ball that's just going to drop for a single.
Utley grounded out to first his first time up. Two and 0 the count to Chase.
Chase probably wants to go hole hunting right now because he's got it on the right side. And Upton, we talk about how deep he plays everybody. He is way back. Franzen, from what we've seen of him so far, well, we've seen a lot of that other guy a lot over the years. Franzen is not fast, but he's a decent base runner. So I think he can first to third.
That ball is hit through the hole on the right side. Franzen at second, and he'll stop there.
Upton really charges the ball well, and that thing was hit hard. So it's a tough ball to first and third on because it's hit right at him as he's charging it. Left or right, yeah, you have a chance. But good job by Chase Utley to do what we were just talking about, to look for that hole on the right side on a ground ball pitcher and try to get a first and third out of it, even though they didn't. Watch how quickly Upton comes on this because it's right at him and he has a very strong, accurate arm. Can't go to third on that play.
Well, now Howard has a chance to tie this ball game up or give the Phillies the lead, depending on where the ball goes. He struck out his first time up. 3 infielders on the right side, but they're not deep. They're playing along the rim of the infield dirt.
Yeah, they can't with the base runners this time. And the third baseman, Johnson, has to stay near the bag with a runner at second. So totally different than when Howard was up first time with nobody on base.
To the right, left side, excuse me, a foul ball.
He wore him out with changeups his first time up.
Could be why he was late on that 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah. Well, his timing's just, he's struggling with it right now. No, he's just such a, with that big swing of his, he's such a timing hitter, and when it's not there, it just doesn't look good.
Second time today that Howard's been struck out. He has struck out in 24 of his last 50 plate appearances.
Well, another changeup, too. He just doesn't see it out of his hand. When you're swinging and missing by that much, a changeup. Watch it go like a submarine down and away, and see his reaction too as he swings and misses because he knows he just chased another bad ball.
2 outs. He'll leave it for John Mayberry, who walked his first time up.
Good throwers in right and center, both pretty deep. 2 outs, crack of the bat. You have a heck of a chance to score here.
Dan Kubel has 11 outfield assists in left field. Ball's hit toward the hole at shortstop. Drew picks it up, throws off balance in time to get Mayberry. That's a big time play right there to wrap up this 3rd inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We'll go on to the 4th inning here in Philadelphia with the Diamondbacks on top by 1. Labels for professional looking mailings. From who? But WB Mason. Top of the 4th inning, 3-2. Arizona's on top. Cliff Lee will face the bottom 3rd of the order. Stephen Drew, Henry Blanco, and Trevor Cahill. Lee has retired the last 4 batters that he has faced. And Sarge, we welcome you to the TV booth. And Cliff looks like he's settling in a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully. A little bit after that 1 inning. For me, again, I think he just needs to mix in a little bit more of a breaking pitch or off-speed pitches. I think he gets too much cutters throwing in and then catching too much of the plate. Consequently, when it doesn't get over the inside, it usually goes out of the ballpark.
Well, and Stephen Drew hit one of those balls out of the ballpark. I mean, you're an outfielder. You know better than anybody that John Mayberry just didn't get back to the wall and feel around for.
Yeah, he's a habit of drifting on some of the balls that are hit out there in the outfield. And when you drift, those are the things that are going to happen. And you can tell that because usually when he stops, it's the fence that's stopping him where he doesn't see the fence.
Catchable ball, you think?
Well, if he doesn't catch it, he can knock it down because of how tall that he is. But when that ball is hit, you can tell by the sound of it, and then you have to pick up the direction of where that ball is. You get back, and you can make it an easy catch.
Towering pop-up. Franzen, the 3rd baseman, makes the catch. 1 away. We've been talking about the Fans Feeding Families program. Let's check in with Greg Murphy, who's at the silent auction.
All right, thank you very much, T-Mac. And, yeah, with some great items. We have Michelle Divicaris here. And tell us a little bit about what's happening here, Michelle, because a lot of folks raising a lot of money for the cause we already talked about.
Yeah, today we are having a silent auction and a raffle, all benefiting Phil Abundance. We have a lot of great items, some signed baseballs, some signed bats. Citizens Bank donated this perfect game poster signed by Roy Halladay. They also donated a couple other items. We have some that were buy it now that actually went already. So we're doing pretty well. And like you said, everything benefits Phil Abundance.
I've been out here for about an inning and a half, and it seems like the line just keeps getting bigger and bigger as you take a look at some of these great items. You got a Chase Utley autographed bat, a Jim Thome autographed bat. So it's not just current Phillies. You got a lot of different stuff. And what's the goal? I mean, how much can be raised on this afternoon?
Between our raffle and our silent auction, we're hoping somewhere from 8,000 to 10,000. Obviously, we never know that, but that's kind of our goal today. And fans have been awesome today. The bids have been high. Raffle tickets have been going, so we're pretty hopeful.
And the fans seem pretty happy with the merchandise, I would imagine. I mean, you see some of the kids walking up to the table and saying, "Are you kidding? I can own this?" It's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, actually, one kid asked me if they could pay by check because his dad brought his checkbook. I don't know if his dad appreciated that, but yeah, that people are here. They're definitely willing to spend money for a great cause. So hopefully, we can help Phil Abundance out today.
All right, and we should remind folks that all the money that's being raised right now will go straight to Phil Abundance. So a terrific cause, lots of money being raised here at Citizens Bank Park today, guys. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. Michelle, thank you very much. There you see the information. You can go to Phillies.com/communities for more information. You can also check out Phil Abundance's website if you want to give as the year moves on. Great cause and great events all throughout the afternoon here at the ballpark. Trevor Cahill is the batter with 2 outs. Cliff Lee just picked up his second strikeout. And Cahill hits it back to the box. Nice play by Cliff. He just flips underhand as he's walking off the field. There's a little stroll in the park on this Sunday afternoon for Cliff Lee. 7 in a row retired by Lee. We go to the bottom of the 4th here in Philadelphia. Again, anytime, check out Phillies.com/feedingfamilies to donate, or go to philabundance.org/feedingfamilies and help everyone out throughout the Delaware Valley. Nissan Summer Saving Days. Event ends September 4th. Visit ChooseNissan.com. By W.B. Mason, you can't go wrong when you buy right. And by Mazda, we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. Last of the 4th, Cahill, who made the last out, is still warming up out on the mound. He'll face Dominic Brown, Eric Kratz, Michael Martinez. 6, 7, and 8 for the Phillies. Sarge, around baseball, the Pirates finally have a lead over the Reds. It's 4-2 in the 5th, but Cincinnati won the first 2 games of that series to increase its lead to 5.5 in the Central.
Yeah, this is a big game there for the Pittsburgh Pirates today. 2-game swing. They end up losing this. They're winning right now, and you're right. Chapman last night hit one of the best players there on the Pittsburgh Pirates.
So 2 nights ago, McCutcheon, 2 nights ago.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
With 100?
100 miles an hour. Last night, Clint Hurdle was thrown out of the game as Brown hits it to center field. Not deep. Chris Young is there. Clint Hurdle was thrown out of the game when Josh Harrison was hit because he felt like there was just too many of his players getting hit over the weekend.
Well, Cincinnati Reds pitching inside. When you pitch inside, you're going to hit guys. But I can understand exactly, though, what Clint is talking about. You know, okay, you hit my guy. He wants time to be able to retaliate against him.
Eric Kratz doubled homer run his first time out. Oh, it won the count to Kratz. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillies faced Cahill back on the 25th of April. They were able to get 4 runs in 5 1/3 against him, and they won that game 7-2. Today they've gotten 4 hits and 2 runs through the first 3 1/3. Still plenty of time.
Yep.
Outside, 3-1 to Kratz.
Pretty big guy, doesn't throw the ball all that hard, moves the ball around, and knows how to pitch.
Yeah, somebody taught him well as he was growing up. He just issued a walk to Kratz, second walk of the day. Because he went through the A's system pretty quickly, too. He was up with it by the time he was 21 years old. He was up in the big leagues.
Yeah, that's a lot of experience, though, to have from getting in that major leagues here at 21. That would tell you there that he was able to pitch.
Outside, 2-0 to Martinez, and now Blanco's going to go out and talk to Cahill.
Blanco's been a pretty good catcher over the past, getting a little older now these days.
Aren't we all, Sarge?
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Well, I mean, to be able to play baseball, I mean, you look at his defense abilities, he's obviously now a guy that doesn't play every day, more of a backup type catcher. 40% of the runners he has thrown out throughout his career, that there is an above average good pitch. He's always had a good arm, always been able to call pretty good games. And to play that long, you got to be durable, especially back there as a catcher.
Goldschmidt gets 1. Can they get 2? No way. Cahill got his feet all tangled up. It didn't matter. Martinez was across the bag. 3-6 on the putout at second. And a fielder's choice, and here comes Cliff. All right, Cliff is due, Sarge. He's due to do something. Only has that 1 double this year. He wants some more extra base hits.
A lot of movement on his pitches. If you're talking about him hitting that ball out, he's going to need the ball up and near that belt area. Kind of inside. He's got pretty good sink on his ball today.
I was saying before that I heard Charlie talking to Cliff yesterday. Were you sitting next to me in the dugout when Charlie said something to Cliff about his top hand?
No.
He was asking if he was working on his top hand when he was taking some swings.
Charlie was asking that.
Yeah. Look at that, right through the hole on the left side.
Good call.
Well, it wasn't what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
But it was still a hit to turn the lineup over and give Cheryl a chance.
You got to be pretty happy about that 1 hit right there, going through the hole, and that is something. Anytime that pitcher can give you a hit and get on base there, see if the ball is up a little bit, and he kind of goes that way. So this guy's a good athlete, I'm telling you, and you feel pretty good when he's up there at the plate.
Sherholtz has grounded out twice, once to second, once back to the mound. Phillies now with 5 hits. They trail it by 1. Good speed at second to maybe challenge the arms of this Diamondbacks outfield. Sherholtz takes a strike. Now he's down in the count 0-2. It's 0 for 8 against Trevor Cahill in his limited time against him.
Well, looking for a mistake right here. Got to wait back, see the pitch. Usually these type of pitchers don't give in to you. Kind of reminds me of Vernon Rule, who used to pitch long ago there for the Houston Astros.
Former Phillies pitching coach under Larry Bowa.
Would move the ball around quite a bit, and after the game you'd wonder how you didn't have 4 hits and you wouldn't have any. Comfortable 0 for 4 they would call that. And he wouldn't strike you out, make you put it in play.
Vern Rule was a good man. Passed away a couple of years ago.
Heck of a competitor.
After he was the Phillies pitching coach, he went on and was the pitching coach in Cincinnati. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Sherholtz. Phillies down by 1. Scored 2 in the second after the Diamondbacks scored 3 in their half of the second. Inside, 2-2.
Big pitch. He wants it to happen on this pitch. Doesn't want to go to 3-2. If he goes to 3-2, 2 outs, runners will be running. Really, any ball hitting that gap, they would be able to score. And that's what we're trying to do.
Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup. And the Phillies threaten with a couple more base runners. They've had 4 in the last 2 innings. We've completed 4, and Trevor Cahill and the Diamondbacks still lead it by 1. Next weekend, the St. Louis Cardinals are in town. It's alumni weekend here at Citizens Bank Park. Friday the 10th is Toyota Wall of Fame night. Saturday the 11th is alumni night, brought to you by Toyota. And then Sunday the 12th is a 1:35 first pitch. August brings plenty of great opponents and promotions. Tickets are available now by going to Phillies.com. We go to the top of the 5th. Top of the order is due up against the Diamondbacks. Chris Young, Aaron Hill, Jason Kubel. On a warm afternoon here in the ballpark. The dog days of August. Woo. Minor league teams are winding down this month, Sarge. You know, we're toward the end of the first week in August for a lot of the teams. August means their final month of regular season games and then the postseason. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs are playing right now against Pawtucket with an opportunity to take over first place.
Well, Sandberg's done another great job with that AAA club.
Chris Young is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. Flight out to left. First pitch is inside. By the way, Lehigh Valley is on top 5-3 in that ball game over Pawtucket.
He's got to have a lot of AA players on that team right now, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, but you consider those guys have produced in AA and now get the promotion to AAA.
Yeah.
With an opportunity to,
be in the playoffs.
Sure. Fly ball down the left field line. Michael Martinez in foul territory puts it away. With one away, Aaron Hill is due up. Speaking of the minor leagues, the Kia minor league players of the month. How about Kelly Dugan for Lakewood? What a month he had.
Wow.
Former Phillies first pick, not a first round pick, but first pick in a draft. And Adam Morgan for Clearwater. He finished the month 6 games, 53 strikeouts in 40 and a third. So congratulations to both of those guys.
Wow. 53 strikeouts will tell you either a real good fastball or a good breaking pitch.
I think everybody in the organization is very pleased to see what Dugan did. He's still very young. As Aaron Hill takes a strike, it's 0-1. Jonathan Pettibone got his first AAA victory yesterday for Lehigh Valley, so congratulations to him. Went 6 innings, struck out 7. Utley will take care of Hill for the second out. And that'll bring Jason Kubel to the plate. Kubel's 1 for 2.
They're doing a pretty good job of kind of keeping this power down from this guy so far. Guy can hit the ball a long way.
Well, after that 26-pitch second inning, which he gave up the 2-run home run and the solo shot, Lee has been borderline perfect. And he's ahead 0-2 to Kubel.
And yeah, it's really been amazing. He's had this throughout the year where a certain inning, second, third, whatever it might be, that he gives up runs, and then for the next 3 or 4 innings, he comes and shuts the opponents down. Again, for me, I mean, not a lot of breaking balls. I got 2 on the curveballs here so far, but he just hasn't thrown a lot of those breaking balls.
Let's see if he throws one here to Kubel. Nope.
No, that's a pretty good weapon to have, and especially against the left-handed pitching. Left-handed hitters, I should say. It's not like he doesn't have a good breaking ball. I mean, we've seen him before. He has that curveball going to left-handers or right-handers. He's just a different pitcher. Well, maybe he doesn't feel comfortable in throwing it, but for whatever the reason, too many fastballs out over the plate.
Well, there's a curveball. Ooh. Pretty good.
Pretty good pitch there. Might have been down just a little bit, but those are the type of pitches, though, that you can get hitters to swing at where you don't necessarily have to throw a strike.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a changeup. Third strikeout for Cliff. 10-pitch inning. He has been economical the last 3. Now let's see if the Phillies offense can give him the lead. Live history at a unique Phillies alumni luncheon in the Diamond Club Thursday, August 9th from 11:30 until 2:30. Listed as Bill Giles, Tim McCarver. You writing this down, Sarge?
No.
Kent DeColvey, Bobby Wine. We saw Wino the other night. Mike Lieberthal, Kevin Stocker, and more share their Phillies stories. Event includes photos with the 80 and 08 World Series trophy and a tour of the ballpark. Order your tickets now by calling 215-463-1000. Proceeds benefit Phillies charities.
Looks like a fun event. And you have guys that can tell some stories there. Tim McCarver, definitely. Ticovey.
Kevin Franzen will lead it off for the Phils here in the fifth. And he takes strike one. It's 0-1.
The Phillies have their work cut out for them because when this guy gets 3 runs, guess what? He's 9-0.
Well, it's time to give him his first loss, Sarge.
Well, average would tell you he's got to be able to lose sooner or later here.
Not if he makes pitches like that.
Can't try and pull this guy. Got to stay up the middle and the other way. Unless you're setting him up, meaning you're getting that 2-0 pitch and it's middle in, you're able to drive it.
Well, he's got 7 ground ball outs out of the 13 outs he's recorded.
This guy, he does that. He gets a lot of ground ball outs. No, that's his MO, and you have to. If you're not being able to strike the guys out, you've got to get a ground ball.
Utley's 1 for 2. Chase takes inside. It's 1-0. So Chase and then Ryan Howard. The Phils try to muster some more offense against Cahill. Last game of this 3-game series, trying to win a series again, just as they did against Washington. They've won more series in the second half than they did in the last month of the first half.
Now you can't get back in it unless you are winning series. But besides that, you just got to get to the point where you get that confidence back. You get the confidence back, simple. You get them by wins.
In the air to right field. That's pretty well hit. Upton going back to the warning track, to the wall. Gone! Solo home run for Chase Utley, and he's just tied this ball game up. I don't know, you just got the feeling watching Chase's ABs that he was setting Cahill up, that he was on him. His swing is getting better and better as the days are moving on, and he just won $100 for Mark Ask of Cape May in the McDonald's home run payoff.
Well, you're right about that one thing. He is capable, and he sets pitchers up to be able to get the pitch that he wants to hit. And he'll look for a pitch. There's sometimes he'll go up and just take. And then there's sometimes he'll go up there and he'll look for a pitch to be able to drive, and he got one too.
Howard rolls it to the right side. It almost hit a hot dog wrapper as it was going out towards shallow right. And there are 2 outs. Well, Chase now with 7 home runs and 16 RBIs. He's raised his average up to 267.
Yeah, again, just so serious all the time. Take a look at, see how he's set though? He's already set. Talking with him about that, being able to get set. Now you're able to get that foot down, you plant it. You can see the ball a lot better. You don't have to rush to the ball or to guess. Not on this level you don't. That's why it's important to know and pick up the spin as quick as you possibly can. Guys that do it more often than others will hit for a higher average. It's just as simple as that.
2 outs, 1-0 the count to Mayberry. He's walked, he's grounded out. The ground out was a good play by Stephen Drew. Back in the 3rd. So we're all even here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Very difficult to reach that outside part of the plate where he is standing. Well, where Mayberry is in the plate, you know, he invites that pitch middle in. He can turn on that one.
Cahill has his ninth out today on a ground out, but he also allowed his 13th home run of the year. This one to Chase Utley that tied the ball, gave up the 3 apiece. For Chase, it was home run number 7. And it means we're even at 3 as we go to the top of the 6th here at Philadelphia. Inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies just tied it up on a home run by Chase Utley in the bottom of the 5th inning. And now Cliff Lee in a brand new game will go to work against Goldschmidt, Upton, and Chris Johnson. Those are the scheduled hitters. A big day here at the ballpark with the fans feeding family celebration. There are representatives of Citizens Bank, Goya, ShopRite, SEPTA, the Jewish Federation of Philadelphia. And fans were invited to drop some food off. There was also the silent auction that Murph talked about with Michelle D. Vacaris. I was at the 10 event earlier today, which was a great event. There's Doc. He was there with his wife, Brandy. Greg Lazinski was there, Phillies president David Montgomery. And for more information, go to phillies.com/feedingfamilies or philabundance.org/feedingfamilies.
So you're showing that pin off.
Yeah.
Really proud of it, aren't you?
Of course I am. $8.99. You can purchase it here at the ballpark while supplies last.
Yeah, well, they're going to probably go pretty quick.
They have gone fast. In fact, the 10th event where Doc was there to get his photo taken with everybody, and he also signed photo cards. That 10th event, they sold more tickets than last year.
Wow.
As Goldschmidt shoots that one to right. It's hanging up there pretty good. Scherholtz will watch it go out of the yard, an opposite field home run. And it's a 4-3 ball game.
Well, that one can't be blamed on Lee, even though he threw the ball. I thought that was a pretty good pitch. Most ballparks, hate to say it, that's just going to be a fly ball. In that area, that ball keeps carrying, and when it is warm, guess what? You get home runs in this ballpark. Take a look at it, see. Didn't hit the ball very hard. Although he did go down, and he's actually looking like he's trying to hit the ball that way. But see how he looked right up? He thought the ball was more of a pop-up than going out of the ballpark. And I bet he's saying, hey, that wouldn't have been out in our ballpark, but got to hit him anyway.
Well, he's a strong guy, and now Upton takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Yeah, Goldschmidt's 16th home run.
Those guys that hit balls like that, Tom, you're right. They're awful strong. So, you know, you get in this ballpark, he's just trying to make solid contact.
Cutter upstairs, 1-1. Goldschmidt, 16 home runs now, 55 runs batted in. It's only his second hit against the Phillies this year.
Phil's got to keep his composure.
Base hit to center field, so Upton has his second hit of the day. And that's the 8th hit overall now for the Diamondbacks. And it'll bring Chris Johnson to the plate. The Fanatic Dangle Hat Frenzy has taken over Citizens Bank Park. This summer, we have a challenge for you, Sarge. Send a photo of you, not you, but whoever, wearing the Fanatic Dangle Hat. If you want to do it, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Home or away. Traveling or at your favorite summer spot. You can be featured on Phillies.com. Send photos to Fanatic Frenzy at mobilebullpen.com. I wonder if they've got any photos from the Olympics with folks wearing the Fanatic
I don't know,
Dangle
but I
hats.
haven't seen any of those. I'm going to take a picture of myself with that iPad and I'm going to send it in just to see. Yes, I am.
There's the Dangle Hat. Hottest selling item at the Majestic Clubhouse store. And let me tell you, wearing it today, it's hot.
Oh, boy. Well, I think today you're wearing it more for the look as opposed to trying to, you know.
What are you wearing it for all the other days?
Well, when it's cold, keeping your ears warm and so on.
Really?
You know, yes, absolutely. It's a hat that you'll watch. You'll see kids will be wearing those during the wintertime.
Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Surprised you don't have any at the McCarthy house there. I mean.
We do have a couple.
Oh, see?
Yeah, we do.
Well, you're not wearing them now. You're going to wear them during the winter.
And I'll send you a photo.
Yeah, so they are at the estate, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
If you want to call it that.
Well, home is our castle.
That could be 2. Thankfully, Utley will apply the tag, holds on to the ball, and throws to first.
Good play.
4-3 double play. And there are 2 outs.
Made it look really easy. A lot of times that runner can dislodge that ball, and he has it in there very tight. Take a look at it. You see how he's going to hold that tight. You know, a lot of times, again, runners can come in and dislodge it. Well, still a good play. Didn't really go into him. He could have just ran right into him. He could have done that, but more of a polite game, if you will, these days.
Stephen Drew homered his first time up. He's 1 for 2. Center field, not that deep. Playable for Mayberry, who comes running in to put it away. So a home run by Paul Goldschmidt has given the Diamondbacks the lead again. 3rd home run of the day. Middle of the 6th, the Phillies playing from behind here in Philly. Plus Sports Store today. Go further with 3 vehicles that get 40 miles per gallon. Buy Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. and by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. Folks are dancing all over the ballpark today. One of the ushers you can see up on the video board.
Yeah, happy.
Yeah, she really is. The crowd was excited to see her dancing around. In fact, she's got everybody else dancing.
Uh-oh.
Think Wheels is dancing in the other press box?
No, Wheels, he's not.
All right, they changed songs, so everybody sat down.
Yeah, quickly too, huh?
Well, here we go, bottom of the sixth. Dominic Brown is 1 for 2. He doubled and scored in the second. Eric Kratz will follow him, then Martinez, and it's 0-1 to Brown. Wheels was dancing earlier today in the booth, though.
Oh, boy. I gotta tell you, he's got pretty good moves. Oh, boy.
Oh, that was great.
That had to be a setup.
It was not. Well, it was, but it wasn't. He was given some news earlier today, and he seemed to be excited about it.
I thought he was doing maybe an exercise there or something, but well, everybody again has their own style.
0-2 the count. Grounder right side. And Goldschmidt will flip to Cahill covering. 3-1 on the putout. And with one away, Eric Kratz. Eric Kratz is the batter. Kratz has an RBI today on a double back of the second.
Almost ground ball after ground ball that he's thrown. 10 so far today. It just goes to show you don't have to strike everybody out.
I would think he could be done after this. He's due to bat second in the top of the 7th inning. I know his pitch count isn't all that high. It's at 84 after that pitch.
Still around the plate. Still a game that it's Fighting Phils could have in hand. Only 1 run away. Bloop and a blast will take care of that. These hot, humid days, it's when you want to make that pitcher work. That's why, I mean, if you're first pitch swinging, you want to square that ball up. It's a weak swing.
And on a slider, it's 2-2.
A good example, though, of how he can keep hitters off balance. And any pitcher, that's what you want to do, is have that hitter off balance. See if he comes back with a slider.
He does, and he went, according to Darrell Cousins, who is seeking no help whatsoever on these check swings. 6 strikeouts for Cahill. Let's check in with Murph with the Major League Notebook. Murph?
All right, T-Mac, brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College. And Roy Oswalt is unhappy down in Texas about being put into the bullpen. He told reporters that he, quote, is not a bullpen guy. And he went on to say, hey, the team went 4-2 in the 6 starts that I made. I guess I should have gone 6-0. So we'll keep our eye on that story as Roy Oswalt not happy. And congrats go out to the Dominican Republic junior team. They won their 3rd straight RBI World Series. Of course, RBI is reviving baseball in inner cities, a great initiative in Major League Baseball, and the Dominican Republic 3rd straight in the junior division for the World Series. So congratulations to those guys as well. Back upstairs.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. Michael Martinez lifts one to center, and he's going to be retired. And that's going to put a 1-2-3 inning into the books for Trevor Cahill. We've played 6. We go to the 7th. Guess who's coming back? He's getting himself ready to go. We'll be back with Wheels right after this.
Clark is playing small today. The ball is flying here today, especially if you can hit it in the air. And you can see the Diamondbacks have hit 3. Chase Utley with a solo home run, his 7th of the year. Cliff Lee basically had the one shaky inning. That last home run he gave up was a pop-up. Just kind of blew out of here to right field. So he's really settled down after having trouble in that one inning. Good ball game. 1-run game.
Oh, we go to the 7th, and Henry Blanco, the number 8 hitter, will lead it off. Trevor Cahill is out of the on-deck circle. We wondered if they may lift him after that 6th inning came to a close, but I guess they figure he has the lead. He's not, he's not being pressed pitch count wise.
No, it's sinker ball pitchers too. They can have a tendency to stick around a little bit longer too because they're not going to throw as many pitches. There's not quite the exertion out there as a power guy.
0-1 the count to Blanco. He's 0 for 2. He's flied out. He's struck out. One of just a few curveballs today for Cliff. Cliff is throwing some paper off the field.
You never like to watch your pitcher walk towards his own dugout. That's one of those things you really pay a lot of attention to when you see it. What is he doing?
1-2 the count.
Unless he's just recorded the 3rd out.
Which he was doing very quickly in 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings today. Even in the 6th, I mean, he gave up the home run in a single, but the double play really helped his cause.
Right, in that home run. I mean, gee. I was sitting outside here, and I mean, you talk about something that went clunk.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was a fly ball.
It was, but hey, it's what it is today, and trying out homer the other guy.
With 1 away, Trevor Cahill's 0 for 2 will hit. Cahill's grounded out twice. Phillies will have Lee, Scherholtz, and Franzen due up in their half of the 7th.
With no bullpen activity.
Can't imagine that they would, right?
Right.
Even though they need a run.
Well, Cliff Lee doesn't have a real high pitch. What's his pitch count?
It's at 80 now.
Okay, yeah, not very high to say the least. And he can hit.
From the 3rd inning on, give you an indication of what the pitches are for Lee. 7 pitches in the 3rd, 8 in the 4th,
yeah,
10 in the 5th, 11 in the 6th.
That's what he does. And how many times do we talk about when he stays out of the stretch how easy it goes for him? What were those numbers they had today? 223 from the windup and 331 out of the stretch. That's just amazing. It could be over 100 points higher. So when he's out there in the windup, he just mows them down.
Of course, everybody asks the question as to why.
Yeah,
it's tough to tell.
Don't know.
Could be just mechanics.
Well, more than likely
hiding the ball
or rushing a little bit,
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout. 5 strikeouts for Cliff. And there are 2 outs.
He's in good spots right now. He's pitcher up here should be an out. And he just throws a fastball right there and he swings and misses.
He has 3 1-2-3 innings. He needs 1 more out for another one here. Every time the Phillies do that to the Diamondbacks, retire them 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long.
Have a mound conference like that for a guy coming up with 2 outs and nobody on base. You're obviously concerned of what he's going to do on the first pitch, and you want to be on the same page. And there's no other reason to go out there. So let's see what they throw him.
Something away, maybe a cutter away. Yeah, it's a cutter. No, it's a fastball. And it's 0-1. See the line on Cliff. No walks, 5 strikeouts this afternoon. Curveball, and it's 0-2. Houston and Atlanta tied at 1 in the bottom of the 6th on the Toyota Major League scoreboard. Houston won last night. It was over their 2nd win in the last 25 road games.
Oh, what a year they're having.
0-2 pitch. It's been waiting all day for that ball.
Yeah.
Curveball down. It's 1-2.
Okay, shook off changeup and decided to go with curveball. So they were on the same page, Kratz and Lee, that they wanted to go slow. So they decided on the curveball.
Ball is hit a mile in the air. Scherholtz, the right fielder, comes in. Sunglasses on. A 1-2-3 inning for Cliff Lee. Time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phils down by 1. Cliff Lee is scheduled to lead it off when we get back. Answer. Wills, here you go. Here's the question again. Name the only D-backs player to hit 3 home runs in a game in 3 straight innings.
Right-handed hitter or left-handed?
Right-handed hitter.
I don't know, but I'm going to go with Matt Williams.
Matt Williams is a great guess. It is incorrect, though.
Okay.
This guy played first base. He was also a catcher in the Red Sox organization. And there's the answer, Will. Shea Hillenbrand.
Oh, geez.
July 7, 2003 against the Rockies in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. I told you I saw a lot of his at-bats professionally because he was in Trenton for a couple of years. That really wasn't a hint that was going to help you, though.
No. No, I was not thinking of Red Sox minor league players, to be honest with you.
Well, Trevor Cahill gets set to begin the bottom of the 7th. I think the Reading Phillies are in Trenton this weekend. This week, I should say.
They're going to have the bullpen up as the inning begins. Top of the order after Cliff Lee.
Yeah, Cliff is going to get a chance to bat, as we expected. Every night of the week, PHL 17 is the #1 comedy in Philly. Catch up with Sheldon, Leonard, Raj, Howard, Petty, and the rest of the gang for a full hour of the award-winning Big Bang Theory. Weeknights at 7 and 7:30 after a full hour of 2.5 Men right here on PHL 17. Lee today is 1 for 2 against Trevor Cahill. Remember, Jimmy Rollins is available to pinch hit if it gets to that point. I don't know. Charlie could pinch hit Jimmy for Franzen if he wants to, and have Michael Martinez play third if he chooses to go that route.
Yeah. Well, they have one left-handed pitcher in the bullpen. That, of course, is Mike Zagorski, was in the game last night.
The Z-Pack.
Right. And Charlie's bench is left-handed, switch hitter Rollins, and then Luna. 3 left-handed hitters.
And Lee swings at the first pitch and pulls it on the ground. 1 away. Takashi Saito is throwing in the pen.
Yeah, they have the lead, and their bullpen's very good late. They have a lot of strikeouts out there.
Well, Charlie rolled the dice thinking that Lee could get on and get a hit.
Yeah, and I think he also feels he owes him. You know, he hasn't been in jams the whole day. He has a low pitch count. You know, you're not going to postseason play, so leave him in the game.
1 ball, no strikes, the count to Scherholtz.
The odds are postseason play is not in the future. I guess you always have to qualify it.
Be a heck of a story.
It would be quite a story, yes.
1 ball and 1 strike, the count. Scherholtz has it even. Scherholtz today is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. He's struck out. Phil's down by 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Down in Washington, the Nationals are shutting out Miami in the 6th. To the right side. Goldschmidt picked that up before it rolled foul or hit the bag, so there are 2 outs.
See Cahill getting his ground balls now, and that's sometimes the game goes along. The more tired they get, the more ground balls they can get.
Why do you think that is? What's the theory?
Well, your arm just gets you get a little more. You get a little more tired. Arm angle gets a little lower. Your legs get a little more tired. Normally though, when your legs get tired, you bring the ball up. But sinker ball pitchers, for the most part, the more they throw, the more they can keep the ball down.
Well, he has 12 ground outs this afternoon.
Yeah, well, that's what he is.
12 ground outs, 6 strikeouts.
Second lowest in the league to Jake Westbrook. Fly ball, ground ball ratio. Coming into the game, he had 233 outs on ground balls, 98 on fly balls. And on a day like this, it's great to be a sinker baller because it's flying here. There you go, on the breakdown there.
At the knees with a sinker, 2-2. Chase Utley's on deck. The 2-2 pitch to the right side. 4-3 on the putout. 13 groundouts through 7 for Trevor Cahill. We've completed our first 7 innings this afternoon. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Cliff Lee ready to go back to work. Brought to you by Toyota Care. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By McDonald's. Now at McDonald's, any size soft drink or sweet tea is just $1. And by Honda. Visit your Honda dealer right now for great deals. Only a Honda is a Honda. Trevor Cahill being congratulated. After 7 innings, he allowed 3 runs on 6 hits.
Yeah, they have a very good back of the bullpen, as we mentioned, with strikeouts. So he did his job to get them to this point with at least a 1-run lead.
Now Cliff Lee trying to pitch a scoreless 8th inning here. He'll face Aaron Hill, Jason Kubel, Paul Goldschmidt. No bullpen action behind him. Charles Nagy, the pitching coach, chatting with Cahill. Well, the Phillies still have 2 more shots against the Diamondbacks bullpen.
Right, with the wind blowing out the way that it is today, this game's far from over if you can get the ball in the air. And Trevor Cahill, he makes it a little tougher to get the ball in the air.
Aaron Hill 1 for 3. 1 ball, no strikes. Inside 2-1. Since the 23rd of May, Arizona is 36-27. Their .571 winning percentage during that time is 4th best in the National League.
And they made a 3-team race in that division.
Sure did. They were 11.5 games out at one point.
Yep.
In the dirt, 3-1. Now, you know, they find themselves 3 games behind San Francisco.
Well, Dodgers had that great start they got off to, fueled a lot by Matt Kemp and Ethier. And then Kemp got hurt, Ethier cooled off, and the Dodgers came back to the pack.
Diamondbacks will head out to Pittsburgh after this game. Hill sends one deep but foul into the pavilion level, and it remains 3-2.
There's one of those cutters. So when you get it far enough inside, you don't get hurt.
Well, this is the most recent streak that they're on. 7 games over 500 since the 20th of July. Their ERA a run less during that span. Weekly to the right side. Utley to his left. Fires low. Dug out by Howard. It was hit weakly, and because of that, Utley had a long way to go. And Hill, well, he had a chance to beat it out. Another team that's playing well, as we've talked about, they've taken the first 2 from the Pirates, or the Cincinnati Reds, and they'll be here for 4. Count 'em, Wheels, 4 games.
Phillies have 7 games with them.
Yep. Tickets are available for that 4-game series at Phillies.com. Hatfield Dollar Dog Night on Monday, August 20th. Retro Night, 90s Retro Night.
Reds are looking at that thing as if, we're going to catch a team struggling that we can beat, and the Phillies have to go into those series saying, let's spoil them.
90s Retro Night is Wednesday, August 22nd. Tickets again are available at Phillies.com.
Going to roll out some 90s songs. What would be a big song from the 90s? I'm not asking you to
Just
come up with
not
that.
Good at that.
No, I'm not either. I can go back. I can get some other decades, but not the 90s.
Inside corner, it's 1-1.
Get some of the younger folks out there. You know, it was a big song from the 90s.
I graduated college in '90. Yes. There's only a few songs, a few groups that I listen to.
Well, that is something
That's
out
your
there
homework
for the
assignment,
future.
Wheels.
That's not mine.
Again to the right side. You talk about a jammer.
He's pitched well here today. You know,
sure has.
He's had that one inning. He'll do that in certain games, and then he threw that pop-up home run to a mule strong right-handed hitter coming up right now, and that's been it.
With 2 outs, Carl Graver wants me to send out, as our statistician, Nirvana.
Nirvana, okay.
Smells like Teen Spirit. Is that right? You know, did I say that right? You nodded yes.
Oh yeah, you know, there's probably some really big hits from the 90s.
Yeah, U2.
That jump
Carl
right
just
out
put
at you.
U2.
U2, there you go.
Yeah.
So that'll be some of the music. We're just
not good at
that
recalling that stuff. Like, I couldn't tell you, like, if it was in the 90s or the late 80s or what.
I'll give you the 50s and 60s.
I can't help you with that either.
All right. Phil Sheridan, who's a 90s guy.
Right.
Pearl Jam, the
Yeah.
90s.
Makes me feel old that we're talking about Pearl Jam in the 90s.
Jeremy by Pearl Jam is a big tune.
Phil Sheridan's part of the clubhouse staff here in Philly. Not the columnist.
And a contest winner. Game show.
That's right. Goldschmidt, who homered his last time up. Bullpen is quiet. Lee is at 96 pitches.
You know, the people at home thinking right now, boy, I know all these 90s songs too, and others are going, those dopes, they don't know songs from the 90s.
I just don't know.
Hey, you got to admit it when you don't know something.
Curveball, and it's a strike. It's 0-1.
I know they'll have some great stuff playing here that night, though.
Somebody said, what are you going to wear? I said, I don't know. I probably wear the same stuff now. Foul ball. It's 0-2. To the count to Goldschmidt. 2 for 10 in the series. 2 for 17 against the Phillies. And the Barrett 1-2. Fouls it away. So the 100th pitch of the day for Cliff Lee.
He's trying to stay away from, keep him in the ballpark. He did get beaten with a home run last time up. That ball he really didn't hit all that well, but he's just so strong. It's Goldschmidt, and the wind's blowing out to right and right center.
Top of the 8th inning, 2 outs, 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Goldschmidt. And the pitch from Cliff Lee. Fights it off again. Curveball line caught by Franzen. He spun to the backhand and picked it right off the top of the dirt. And the side is retired. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings for Cliff Lee. He's retired 8 in a row. Little defense behind him with Nirvana in the background. You get it now? We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Phillies down by 1 in search of a little offense to help out Cliff Lee. Park. Games against the Braves, which begin tomorrow, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. The Cardinals next weekend. The Reds are coming in. The Nationals and the Mets. Go to Phillies.com. Purchase your tickets now. There's a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night coming up. There's another one in September. You can get your tickets now. Going 24/7 to Phillies.com. Home half of the 8th inning. Chase Utley will lead it off. It'll be Utley, Howard, and John Mayberry against David Hernandez. He's a strike thrower. 1-2 with a 2.53 ERA. 66 strikeouts at 46 1/3.
He is highest strikeouts for 9 innings, 5th in the league, 12.82. And he has an unbelievable curveball for strikeouts. So this guy, stuff-wise, you're looking at a closer. There's a curveball you started him with. Stuff-wise, he could be a closer. Now, Puts is their closer, and of course you don't know if a guy can be a closer until they try it.
Utley today is 2 for 3. Homered in the 3rd, or the 5th, I should say, and singled in the 3rd. Want to know the count to Utley. Utley breaks his bat, hits it towards center. Young coming in. He split his bat right in half. And there's one away.
They hit it right on the end. And hard as this guy throws, you can break some bats that way.
Ryan Howard is hitless at 3 at-bats.
Well, he got worn out by changeups from Cahill. We talked about all the sinker balls that Trevor Cahill throws and how effective he is on ground balls off sinkers. Well, he just decided he was going to get Ryan Howard out on changeups, and he did.
Howard got a fastball and he fouled it away.
You may as well swing early at this guy, because if he has you 0-2 for 2 strikes, his curveball is such an out pitch.
Try to go in a similar spot, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Aaron Hill, the second baseman, is way out in shallow right field, and a few steps over toward the line, farther over toward the line than a lot of guys. Breaking ball for strike 2.
That's what he does. He'll drop that on you, throw 95, and then drop that hook. Set up man, closer. Got to have them nowadays if you're going to be a good team.
Another breaking pitch. Ryan's been struck out 3 times today.
And there's that curveball for a strikeout.
Well, Trevor Cahill, 7 innings, 6 strikeouts, and a lot of groundouts today, Wills.
Yeah, expected him to throw a lot of sinkers and get ground balls with his sinker. That was a changeup there that he got a strikeout on. And Ryan Howard was having trouble with the changeup. But sinker balls for outs. Comebackers, infielders. This guy's pitching, boy, the infielders stay alert because they're going to get some action. There's another one. That was a slider for an out there.
He is the pitcher of record on the winning side right now.
2 walks, 6 strikeouts for him.
Mayberry tries to fight off a curve, gets it to shallow right, and Hill can't make the play. It'll be an infield hit. And Dominic Brown is coming up.
And they're playing really deep, as you would expect at this point in the game, but up the middle for John Mayberry Jr. So as Tom said, a long run there for Hill, and he can't get to it. See where he's playing. He's way up the middle here, and now the ball is hit over in this area. I don't think he throws him out even if he pops up and throws it, because Mayberry, he can get down the line. It took him a long time and then the transfer, he can't make it.
Let's see what Dominic Brown could do with a fastball here if he gets one. They're way back in left and center. Upton the same in right. Not as far back though as the other 2.
They really don't have a base stealer on. John Mayberry Jr. can steal bases, but you know, this is one of those cases you got to make it.
Dominic Brown is 1 for 3, 3 for 10 in the series. gets away from Blanco, and now Mayberry's in scoring position.
This baby explodes. See, it's a fastball. We always talk about they're the hardest ones a lot of times for a catcher because they don't anticipate it in the dirt that way. A breaking ball, yeah, they get ready for it and they can block those easier. But a fastball, throw that hard, throw it in the dirt like that, tough to get to sometimes.
Dominic had 5 home runs down in AAA this year.
They just talked right now probably about the signs they're going to use, but also they have a 2-0 count. Do they want this guy or Kratz?
Well, they're going after that guy, but he got after him with a curveball.
Yeah. That's really a good hook he has off the fastball with that velocity.
Mayberry leads off second. Papelbon's warming in the pen.
Playing Dominic towards left center, big gap in right center.
Three and 1.
He swung and missed at that 2-0 curveball. He does not swing and miss off.
Eric Kratz on deck.
Remember getting a good lead off second. Jeez. I wonder if he'll go to that 3-2 hook now that he's so effective with. He doesn't need a strikeout. He needs an out. See the way they're shaded towards left center on Brown.
Now the 3-2 pitch to him. Curveball, and he stays alive.
He went to it. Well, the stats don't lie on how effective he is with that curveball with 2 strikes. He likes to throw it.
Thing about it too, you could be ready for it. It's still hard to hit it.
Yeah, the problem is you can't look for it because he throws too hard. You know, a guy that has that kind of curveball, his fastball is something you think you can foul off. You know, you look for it a little bit. You can't look for it. He'll just throw the ball right by it.
Again, the 3-2 pitch coming to Dominic Brown with a tying run at second. Fouls it off again. 96. Pitch of the at bat coming from Hernandez to Dominic Brown.
Well, he could get one in the air to right field.
Again, the 3-2. Back toward the middle. Off Hernandez. Picks it up. Flips underhand. It hits the runner. Here comes Mayberry. Throw to the plates. He is saved. Mayberry gets his foot in ahead of the tag, and we're tied at 4.
He got the call right that time.
Didn't get the call the other night. He got the call here, and we're all even at 4.
Boy, it looked like the Phillies were going to get robbed there because that's a base hit up the middle. And when it deflects off Hernandez, you're thinking, well, we're going to have first and third. Now it looks like it's going to be an out. He hits him with it. By the time Goldsmith can get to it, Mayberry with 2 outs. See, he shut it down there a little bit going to third, and now he has to pick it up, and he beats a play. And he spiked Blanco too. Blanco hurt his hand a little bit.
So Mayberry scores. It's a single E1, no RBI on the play. Charles Nagy is out just to check out Hernandez because he got hit pretty hard with that ball back to the box.
Yeah, and as I said, the catcher Blanco got hurt on that one too. He's looking down at his glove hand.
Yeah, they're actually asking for the athletic trainer to come out. They may have to bring in Miguel Montero.
I saw him right away look down. Now here's the toss as it hits Dominic right there, hit his hand, but he was in stride, so it's certainly not interference. Now here they come home, and he really gets into Blanco's wrist area, it looked like, on that slide.
Kirk Gibson now comes out too, just to take a look.
You know, here we go again with Brown. You don't know what you're going to have with him. But how about the way he kept making contact in that situation? What, he foul off 2?
Well, it was an 8-pitch at bat.
There you go. And he didn't strike out. He put it in play and something happened, and Blanco's going to have to leave. Here it is again. I don't know what he does, but he really gets his glove hand and hurt him.
Yeah, and his glove hand was on the plate, so Mayberry hit the edge of the plate before the tag occurred. That enabled this game to be tied. Miguel Montero, it looks like, is going to come in to catch, as we have a brand new ball game. Pitcher spot is due up after Kratz. Jimmy Rollins is out of the on-deck circle. If they get there, he'll pinch hit for Cliff Lee. I wonder if Kratz makes it out, if they'll just let Lee bat. I don't know. Papelbon's warming up, and so is Schwimmer.
Yeah, I mean, I think they take the lead. Papelbon's in the game.
No. I'm saying if they don't take the lead, if it stays tied, and they don't have the pitcher spot hit. Kirk Gibson's talking to Darryl Cousins. There's Montero. Maybe they're just taping up Blanco.
Could be.
Because Montero's not really hustling to get himself going.
The way he looked at his hand, I thought he got spiked.
I did too. Maybe they're just taping it up and getting him a chance to go back out. Montero doesn't look like, well, maybe he is getting ready to go in. Maybe he needs to get his equipment all set. I don't know. We could just assume at this point.
Yeah.
Because he's in the dugout, but he has no gear on. Hernandez is just sitting out there behind the mound. Well, it's a 4-4 game here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Phillies have had some late game magic here at the ballpark. Yeah, Montero looks like he is going to come in.
Here it is again. Now Mayberry hesitates coming around, waiting to see what happens, and then gets a good break finally, and just does score and spikes Henry Blanco. At least we think that's what he did, or unless he hurt his wrist. And remember Mayberry being called out at close play the other night. Well, he beat it both times.
This time he got the call. Look at it right there. Look how his foot is on the edge of the plate before the tag occurs.
Good positioning there too by Darryl Cousins. Could see the angle that he had. He could really see his foot hit the plate before the tag, as opposed to getting too far right and getting blocked.
Well, with 2 outs here at the bottom of the 8th, Mayberry scores the tying run. Montero's coming in to catch. So he'll bat in the same spot for Blanco. He's just taking some throws. Here's Friday night slide. Friday nights I thought was easier than this one to call correctly, and it was called incorrectly. See, the foot is across the plate there. The tag's not even close. Still not there, still not there, still not there, and is finally there, and he's on the way across the plate.
You know, sometimes umpires, and they'll tell you, because they're human, they'll get caught up in that play where they're watching for the tag, and they kind of miss when the plate is touched. You know, you got to do both.
I asked John yesterday if Jim Wolf said anything to him. He said, no, he didn't say anything to me.
He knew he missed. Told you what Charlie said he said to him. Basically nothing. Just kind of raised his eyes like,
Eric Kratz, the hitter, with 2 outs. And Kratz takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Dominic Brown not getting much of a lead, so he's not going anywhere.
He's inched out a little longer now, but not much.
No.
0-1 the count. In the dirt, blocked by Montero. 1 ball, 1 strike.
See, that we talked about it earlier, that catchers can block breaking balls in the dirt easier than fastballs. There's an example of it because they anticipate it. Whereas a fastball, that thing goes into the dirt. It's hard to get to them.
Now time is called by Kratz. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Moving after a curveball, and it's 1-2.
Well, he likes that pitch with 2 strikes, so after that swing, they may go back to it.
I mentioned before that Rollins was out for the pitcher. He's out for Martinez. That was my bad. The 8th spot in the order. Pitcher spot is not due up until after Martinez's spot. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Kratz. Off the glove of Montero, and the go-ahead run is in scoring position. That ball jumped.
Fastball.
And they're going to call it a wild pitch. Second wild pitch of the inning for Hernandez.
Fastball just eats him up, just the way it did to Blanco. This guy throws harder. That thing is traveling down in that area.
Now base hit. The Phillies should take the lead.
Good chance.
Kratz takes Lote.
Oh, he stayed on
3-2.
That was impressive. He went for the kill with that curveball right there, and how he doesn't swing at that. I'm sure Hernandez is out there going, why did he not swing at that? That's my out pitch. Check the numbers.
What if he throws his out pitch again here? First base open.
Yeah, he may.
Brown, good lead off second, the 3-2. Ground ball toward the hole. Drew gets to it, and he'll just eat it. Dominic Brown anchors on third. It'll be an infield hit. Runners on first and third with 2 outs. And here comes Jimmy Rollins.
And it was a curveball. How about Kratz? He's amazing. He's really doing a good job. You think he should have struck out on the 2-2, and then he puts a 3-2 in play.
Well, now, of course, you have to be aware of the wild pitch.
There it is, curveball. He one-hands it. He's in emergency swing mode there where that pitch was. Juan Samuel's doing everything but throwing a lasso out there.
Well, now the Athletic trainers coming out to talk to Hernandez, along with Charles Nagy.
After that ball hit him on the foot or leg.
Looks like he's pointing to the other leg, though. That's going to be it. He's going to exit the ball game. Boy, oh boy. It's a flat-out mash unit right now for the Diamondbacks. So Kirk Gibson's going to have to go to his bullpen.
And whoever comes in will be given as much time as necessary to warm up.
Well, there is nobody that's making a move to come in. And now it looks like Takashi Saito is going to be the pitcher. This is the last pitch.
The last pitch he throws is a really good curveball. Nice hitting by Kratz. A little hop there, but you know, it's obviously a residual from when the ball that Dominic Brown hit him on wherever it hit him.
So Takashi Saito is going to come into the ball game to face Jimmy Rollins. There he comes. He was warming up earlier. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies have tied it up. J. Rose looking to give him the lead. Oh, some more 90s music. The Backstreet Boys as we have 2 outs here in the 8th inning with runners on first and third. Takashi Saito is the new pitcher.
We're going to get a real education now on 90s music.
I keep listening to it and realizing that's why I don't know what the 90s music is.
I don't know what to tell you, Tom, because I can tell you what the 50s and 60s.
You've heard it? I know you can.
That's my time.
Sarge was singing to the office today, and you, without even being asked to name that tune, you named the tune.
Right. But there's a point where it starts to
get a little fuzzy.
It passes you by.
Well, there are some wheels that you're better off letting pass you by.
Good point.
Saito is all ready to go. Rollins is ready to go, too. Brown's over at third, and Kratz is over at first.
I know that song they're playing right now. That's Johnny Be Good by Charles Edward Anderson Berry from St. Louis, Missouri. His friends called him Chuck.
Yes, they did. Well, Jimmy is not as efficient a pinch hitter as Ryan Howard, who showed his numbers the other day. Kirk Gibson, out of necessity, needed to go to Saito here after Hernandez got banged up.
Stay loose down there at third by Dominic Brown, too, the way balls are bouncing past their catchers.
Kratz kept the inning alive. He's at first. Brown gets his lead off third. And Rollins up for the first time as a pinch hitter. 12 homers, 40 RBIs. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Rollins' numbers from a shortstop standpoint. He's third among shortstops in the National League in home runs, doubles, and hits. And out of all 3 of those categories, it's the last one that he just needs right here, and that's a hit.
Yeah.
Nix is on deck for the pitcher's spot.
He's been good in this spot throughout his career.
Somehow he calms it down, slows the game down. Pops it foul, and it's 0-2. Popped him up. Left side of the infield. Stephen Drew is under it. The inning is over. So the Phillies will settle for tying the ball game up on the infield hit by Dominic Brown and the error by David Hernandez and the base running of John Mayberry. Here he hesitates. The ball is flipped. At that point it's loose. Mayberry's coming home and he gets in ahead of the tag from Henry Blanco. Sinelli break down this ball game. Show you some highlights of what's going on. Preview the Braves series, plus live reaction from the clubhouse. Marty Bystrom's in the house. It's all on the Phillies postgame show, live from Sugar House Casino. It's coming up next on PHL 17. Top of the ninth, it's a 4-4 ball game. Arizona and the Phils here at Citizens Bank Park. Jimmy Rollins stays in to play short. And Jonathan Papelbon is in. He pitched last night, picked up the save, 24 saves and 27 opportunities. This, however, is not a save situation.
Very important situation for a closer, though, because they come into these at home in tie games to try and keep it that way and win the game in the bottom of the ninth in your last at bat.
And the Phillies did that a lot on the last homestand. Trying to do it here again today to win the series. Papelbon will face Upton, Chris Johnson, Stephen Drew. 5, 6, and 7.
Play over near the line with Franson on the pull side.
By the way, Cliff Lee is taken off the hook today. He pitched well.
He did.
Yeah, he'll get a no decision. Cliff has not won a game here at Citizens Bank Park since September of last year.
Amazing. Last 8 starts here coming into this game. He was 0-5 with a 4.29 ERA.
Oh, and won the count to Upton, 2 for 3.
Then he had the 1 inning and then the home run for the 4th run.
Line drive, base hit for Upton. Mayberry will cut it off through the alleyway, and Upton's aboard with his 3rd hit of the day.
Yeah, that's why you play deep in the outfield in these situations and cut off the alleys like that.
Papelbon in non-save situations is 1 in 3, an earned run average of 4.41. Now Chris Johnson's taking a long look at Matt Williams in the third base coach's box.
We'll see if you think they would try to bunt this guy, which is unlikely. He's been a power hitter his whole career.
And he's swinging away, and he takes a pitch low. That looked like a pretty good pitch. It's 1-0. I think Papelbon wanted it. Kratz hesitated on his throw back.
He's scoring a run in that inning to tie the game without a ball out of the infield.
One ball, no strikes, the count.
Oh. That missed him. Boy, from our angle, that had him the whole way. This baby's chasing Johnson. Oh, I didn't miss him.
Oof. Thankful I did. That would have hurt.
And they'd have 2 on and nobody out.
Kratz just asked for time.
They're going to warm 2 guys up in their bullpen. One if it stays tied, and puts if they get the lead here.
That was a slider, and it's 2-1. It's Colementer, who's the other guy next to Putz.
Be a starter. That strange delivery right over the top.
Stephen Drew is on deck for Arizona. 4-4 game here at the top of the 9th inning. Pretty close. I think that's been a strike today a few times. Not here in the 9th, at least. 3-1 the count. Phillies play the infield for 2. Rollins at short, Utley at second. Back towards shortstop. That should be two. Rollins, an easy flip. And it's a 6-4-3 double play.
Boy, he threw a breaking ball. It looked like it was up, too. And it was smoke on one hop to Jimmy Rollins.
Well, it's the second double play that Johnson's hit into today.
See if this isn't a spinner. Oh, boy. Wow. Papelbon's probably taking a deep breath out there, too. Sometimes, you know, you have to be a little bit lucky in this game because he threw a couple fastballs in this inning. Look at this. He almost double pumps at it, but he couldn't help but swing because it was such a spinner coming up there. And it was hammered.
Well, 2 away, and here's Stephen Drew. Swing and a miss. Split-fingered fastball, and it's 0-1.
He doesn't throw that many sliders. He's basically fastball splitter guy.
Drew today is homered. He's popped out and he's flied out to center. So 1 for 3. His average at .202 and limited at bats.
A lot of umpires here. Those pitches are close.
Yeah, that one I thought was a little tight. The other ones pretty good. 1-1 the count to Drew. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Back into the Hall of Fame club. Should say off the facing of the upper deck.
And hit the first row. Hit a seat in the first row and then went back downstairs.
Somebody turned around at the right time. So 1-2 the count to Drew. Phillies are tied at 4. They've got the pitcher's spot due up in the bottom of the 9th. Drew will be followed by Montero as Papelbon gathers his signs. No appeal. It's 2-2. Cousins, the home plate umpire. He's the crew chief. Alan Porter's at first. Jim Wolf's at second. Ron Culpa's around at third. Now the 3-2 pitch to Drew. Outside, ball 4. A 2-out walk. And Montero is due up for the first time.
To him a 3-2 splitter and I think kind of sailed outside. Wasn't down the way he wanted it.
Blanco came on for the injured Henry Blanco, or excuse me, Montero came in for the injured Henry Blanco in the bottom of the 8th inning. He played the first 2 games of this series. 64 runs batted in, most among National League catchers.
Yeah, he can swing the bat. Want him to keep the ball out of the air here to right field. There's Colementor with that delivery I was talking about, right over the top. Drew used to be able to run really well. I don't know with his ankle.
Being held on by Howard. And a strike on the outside corner.
Good way to go with Montero to stay away from him. He didn't think that was a strike. Wasn't that high? Pitching him up the middle.
High chopper, right side. Howard has it, flips to Papelbon, who can't get it. And now runners on first and second. Papelbon's lucky he didn't get hurt. Now let's hope he didn't.
Yeah.
It'll be an error first base. And now the go-ahead run is at second.
Makes a really good pitch here. Now he sees he can't get to it, so his job is to go cover first base. You see, here comes Chase Utley in behind. This is Howard's play all the way. And now he flips it wild, and here comes Chase Utley alertly backing the play up. But thankfully, Papelbon didn't get hurt, but they're going to check on him anyway because he got run over.
So give him a chance to catch his breath, too. Gerardo Parra is going to come up to pinch hit for the Diamondbacks.
Been some action around first.
It sure has.
Here's another look at it. Ryan Howard, was not under control there, but he thought he could backhand flip it there to Papelbon covering. Jonathan does all he can to reach for it barehanded, and then he takes a belly flop over there. And I couldn't tell whether he stepped on him or not.
I couldn't tell. I think he just landed awkwardly. Well, Parra is a .281 hitter. He has 6 home runs. He's driven in 30. He has the go-ahead run at second, and Montero over at first. Papelbon needs to make a big pitch here. He got a good pitch on Montero, but he just couldn't get the out. He's throwing a lot of pitches other than his fastball.
That looked like a split.
Yep.
And he did, and that's a great pitch for him to throw there because Parra came up there off the bench fastball hunting, and for a first ball fastball to get a base hit, and, take the lead for them. So he looked like he was swinging all the way there.
0-1 the count to Parra. Hit towards second on a few hops. Utley has it. Actually, it was just one hop, and the inning is over. So Papelbon gets out of this 9th inning. He had base runners everywhere, but he was able to leave a couple aboard. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Phils and the Diamondbacks tied at 4. Diamondbacks will go to the bullpen again. They'll bring in their long man. It's Josh Colmenter, who will face the bottom of the order. The pitcher spot is due up. That's going to be Juan Pierre. And then the top of the order, Colmenter this year in 20 ball games, 3-2 with a 4.13 earned run average. He has split his time this year as a starter and a relief pitcher. In fact, he's probably, if you asked him what he would want to do, he's probably more suited to be a starting pitcher. He made 9 starts. In between innings, Eric Kratz and Jonathan Papelbon were talking about, I guess, that play. I guess he's okay. Cliff Lee came over. Rich Doobie just walked away, so I guess he felt like his closer was all right. That's going to be it for Papelbon, obviously, with Pierre coming up to pinch hit. Good spot to have Pierre as a pinch hitter off the bench. You try to get on and get the winning run aboard. Well, the last 6 games here at home coming into today, Phillies have been much better. They're trying to make it 6 of 7. And before that, they were 17 and 29. Bullpen has obviously stepped it up. So Pierre's ready to lead it off. Cole Mentor's ready too. And the first pitch over for a strike. It's 0-1. Pierre, a .312 hitter with a home run and 19 runs batted in. Corners are in. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Fouls it back to the screen, 1-2.
And now Johnson, the third baseman, get back up. He's way up there in the grass. Pierre, early in the count, you always have to look for a bunt. Now he can move back.
Trevor Cahill started for the Diamondbacks. He went 7, allowed 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Meanwhile, Cliff Lee started for the Phillies. He went 8.
Cole Mentor probably won't get to 90 with his fastball. It's not a real hard thrower. He comes right over the top. He's deceptive. When he first came up, he went on a heck of a run of not giving up runs for them. No walks.
Outside, 2-2. As a relief pitcher, he's held opponents scoreless in the last 14 1/3. Back toward the middle, and Pierre's aboard. As we always say, the guy just gets hits. He gets on base.
Yeah, Charlie flat out told him, you know, what the things they're going to try and do now, especially with Dominic Brown here, that he's going to cut in any playing time that he had.
Scherholtz is up. He looks over at Juan Samuel. Franza was just called back. You would think they'll send Lance Nix up as a pinch hitter for Franzen. Maybe
Right.
not. Franzen's back up there.
Cole Mentor, his times are decent, and they have him down with a slide step too. Base stealers 3 out of 7 so far.
Pierre knew that he wasn't going to throw that ball. He started heading back to the bag. Phillies have won 6 games with walk-off hits this year.
Boy, is up and deep and right. Again. Still. Potential first and third situation. You can pull the ball here. Oh, I'm going to bunt. Here's a situation where you're dealing with a player you don't know much about. Whether you get a bunt down or not. Whether you have confidence.
Pretty sound fundamentally.
Yeah. You don't know, though, if you had a guy where they can get a bunt down, especially in a pressure situation. How much have they done it?
Well, Johnson creeps in at third.
We're going to find out, it looks like. They do not have Zagurski up in the bullpen. They're only left-hander.
There's no way he's going to throw this pitch, right?
Well, they're just trying to see if he's going to show something early. If, you know, Pierre gets a little jumpy, which he won't. But I think as much as anything, they were waiting to see if Scherholtz were to start to slide his hands up the bat just a little prematurely, give him an idea that he's going to bunt again. He never moved.
Scherholtz waits from the left to throw over to first.
That stuff all comes from the bench. Watching Alan Trammell down there, he's giving the signs to Montero, gives them to the pitcher, and then they decide this is the way we're going to try and control what could be happening. There's Alan Trammell. Wait. Well, he was ducking down there a little bit. What a player he was.
And he bunts toward the left side. That's a good bunt. Johnson's play is to first. Pierre's at second. The sacrifice is successful.
Great job.
5-3 on the putout. And now the winning run is in scoring position. Franzen has been called back, and Nix is coming up. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, which includes some news. The Cubs are on top of the Dodgers 1-0 in the second. It is Joe Blanton who's starting for LA. He's wearing number 56, as we mentioned before. And they're in the top of the second.
Jerry Gibson's lips there, he yelled at it. Watch him there now. Meaning Pierre, of course. Pay attention on
really.
second base.
Although you got a lefty up, it's a little easier for the catcher to see the path to third.
Right.
Lance Nix, 283 hitter.
Right. They're just saying, just don't forget about him. Nix knows they're going to pitch to him too with Utley on deck.
Nix is 1 for 9 as a pinch hitter. His one hit produced an RBI. It was right after he came off the disabled list.
Well, they can see what they may do here. If they can get Nix out, they probably walk Utley and go after Ryan Howard because he's struggling. And Nix is really a big hitter in this inning. Ooh, that was close. And still really deep and right. You can win the game with a base hit to right field now.
Foul territory. It'll be toward the camera though. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
See, the other outfielders are cheating in, the center fielder, left fielder. But in Upton's case, no. Very deep in right field. Look, way out in here. I know it's a pull side. But still, you almost have to come in a little bit more, I think, and take your chances. If he hits it over my head, the game's over.
He's been doing that the whole series.
Yep. But there comes a time where, game situation.
Line drive toward right field. Upton coming on, slides, and he dropped the ball. Pierre will go to third, and he'll hold up there.
Too deep. He's just too deep. And he almost made a spectacular play, but
Alan Porter, the first base umpire, signals safe even before the ball popped out of his glove. Maybe he trapped it.
Yeah.
It looked like he caught it, and then once he hit the ground caused the fumble.
Yeah, what you can do in this sport. Let's see what happens. He has such a long run because he's so deep.
He caught it.
Oh, he caught it.
And then right there, he didn't have it anymore.
It's out. What do you think they'll do here? I think they're going to walk Utley and take their chances to try and strike Ryan Howard out. They almost have to.
Yeah, Montero just signaled with his glove. Yeah. Utley is homer today. He's 2 for 4. They will walk him intentionally to load up the bases.
Have to bring everybody in, even Upton, I would think.
Pierre dances off third just in case that ball gets away. He's on his toes. Two 2-0 the count to Utley, now 3-0. Ryan Howard has not had a great day, but he can turn that around right here. Short memories of this game of baseball.
Absolutely. You better have one too if you're going to be good at it.
And there's ball 4. So the bases are loaded.
Heard the boos last time up. He can sure turn them into cheers now.
Well, let's see how they align things. Kirk Gibson's going to come out and let him know what he wants them to do.
Well, they have no choice. You know, they're going to bring everybody in. They could think about a double play maybe because you have Ryan Howard who can't run. But if you don't get the double play, the game's over. So there's mitigating factors with a hitter at the plate, and there's a problem with his running too.
Yeah, that could change the entire way they're looking at it.
Yeah.
Well, the outfielders are pretty much straight away. They're a little deeper than they probably will be when Howard comes up, but they've got to also guard against Ryan Howard.
Well, yeah, you got Juan Pierre at third base. Anything in front of the outfielders, the game's over.
Absolutely.
So, you know, that's why they have to play in, and if you hit over their head, it's over anyway. You see where the infield is, they're not going to play for a double play. Rarely do you ever see a team do that in this situation.
Ryan Howard is 0 for 4. He's 2 for 12 in the series.
Aaron Hill's out there stretching at second base.
Now he just backed up.
Backed up a little bit.
Colementer's ready. The runners lead off. The pitch to Howard. Inside, it's 1-0. Upton is extremely deep in right field.
I don't get it.
He must be very confident in his throwing arm.
Well, he's going to throw him out.
Even if he makes a catch out there, there's no way he's going to throw Pierre out.
I surrender.
1-0 the count to Howard. Ground ball foul. And it's 1-1. Stephen Drew, the shortstop, is giving a couple steps toward the middle. So there's a huge hole between Drew and Johnson over at third. Not that Ryan hits it that way.
Right, and they'll think about coming home to get the out at the plate for the second out, unless they just have something smoked at the bag to Drew where he can have a double play.
Pierre's the guy that matters. He leads off third. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1.
Colemanter, not a strikeout guy either, not a hard thrower. He's a guy you can get the ball in the air. Ryan can just somehow get it done.
Colementer's ready. 2-1 the count to Howard. There he comes. Line drive, right field. That's going to win the ball game. Pierre goes back to tag, and here he comes. No throw by Upton, and Ryan Howard has come through. An RBI single here in the bottom of the ninth inning, and the Phillies have won it 5-4. It is indeed for Ryan Howard.
Game changing boost to cheers. There's a way to do it.
That has to feel good for Howard. He had been 9 for his previous 47. And he comes up with the RBI single that brings home Juan Pierre with the game winner.
Now I'm going to go back to it again. If Upton's playing where he's supposed to be playing, he can catch that ball. Or at least, you know, maybe on one hop have a chance to throw. Why he's that deep twice in that inning, that helped win the game for the Phillies.
Oh, this is a pretty good swing by Ryan Howard. He got a pitch he could drive, and he drove it to right. Look where Upton's playing.
Look where it lands.
Takes it on a hop and then just keeps on coming. Pierre does the right thing, goes back to tag, and then he'll cruise home with the game-winning run. And the Phillies have won another series here at Citizens Bank Park as they take 2 of 3 from the Arizona Diamondbacks. And, yep, they get a chance to celebrate once again here at Citizens Bank Park. And Ryan Howard is standing beside Greg Murphy. Murph?
All right, T-Mac, thank you very much. And Ryan, you know, game of baseball sometimes it's just one at-bat that changes a game. You get your final at-bat and win it. It had to feel obviously good for you to get that base hit.
Yeah, it did. I mean, it's no secret I've been scuffling, you know, trying to find it, been in between. You know, struck out 3 times today, and just, you know, being in that situation, you guys still want to be in that situation.
You know, you've worked, you always have worked hard, but obviously you've been throwing some extra work out there. Saw you yesterday getting some extra work and getting your timing down. And is it moments like this that make that all worthwhile?
Yeah, you know, trying to come into the situation with the game on the line, you know, no matter how bad it's been, you're only as good as your next at bat. So, you know, I just wanted to continue to try to battle.
This team has won 6 of 7 here at Citizens Bank Park after really struggling at home for the beginning part of this season. How important is that, and to win another series as well?
I mean, it's huge. You know, we just want to continue to try to compete and go out there and try and win games. So, you know, to be able to do what we're doing here at home it's been great.
All right, Ryan, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Guys, back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Murph. We appreciate it very much. Ryan Howard with the game-winning hit. It's our W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
Yeah.
It's nice to see.
It is. You figured he could get a ball in the air off this guy, and he does. He threw a top spin lob out there, and Justin Upton, if he's playing where he's supposed to be playing, he catches that ball and they may have a play at the plate. Thankfully, he wasn't, and the Phillies win a game, and that was really exciting.
Yeah, give some credit to Juan Pierre, who began the inning against Colementor, coming off the bench with a pinch hit single. He wound up scoring the game-winning run to help the Phils to the victory. So Ryan Howard, all the hard work has paid off. He made some contact and some good contact to win it for the Phils. We'll be back to talk more about it right after this.